Breaking. Princess Leonor wedding ceremony confirmed Madrid's palace. Madrid waits. The palace stands still. Everyone assumed rumors. Suddenly confirmed. Princess Leonor's wedding is real. It's happening here. The story begins now. Script body, voiceover ready. Inside Madrid's historic royal palace, the atmosphere has shifted overnight. What was whispered in corridors is now official. Princess Leonor's wedding ceremony is confirmed. Not an abstract plan, not a future maybe, but a living event set against the marble and gold of Spain's most iconic royal setting. This is the moment royal watchers have been waiting for. Almost immediately after the confirmation, the city's heartbeat changed. Streets surrounding the palace filled with tourists, journalists, and locals straining for a glimpse of any sign of preparation. The gates, normally a simple boundary, became symbols of anticipation. Even seasoned royal correspondents remarked on the palpable tension and excitement. The first question on everyone's mind: why Madrid's palace? Leonor has deep ties to Asturias, and many expected the ceremony there. But the palace in Madrid represents something larger, a stage for history, a bridge between tradition and the future. This choice alone tells a story of duty, symbolism, and Leonor's unique vision of her role as Spain's future queen. When official invitations began to circulate among Europe's monarchies, the responses were swift and enthusiastic. Couriers arrived from Denmark, the UK, and even far-flung royal houses with their formal replies. Each RSVP hinted at new alliances, subtle rivalries, and layers of diplomacy woven into the celebration. It's not just a wedding, it's a summit of royalty, cloaked in romance. Details of the ceremony began to emerge like pieces of a puzzle. The chosen chapel within the palace, smaller than the grand cathedral but steeped in history, signals intimacy over spectacle. Yet nothing about it feels small. Frescoes, chandeliers, and centuries-old tapestries will frame the vows, transforming a private moment into a tableau of Spanish heritage. Each revealed detail answers one curiosity while sparking another: what music will accompany her walk? Which designer will craft her dress? How will tradition and modernity be balanced? The pacing of the preparations mirrors a symphony. At first, rapid bursts of news: the date, the venue, the guest list; then slower, more deliberate revelations: the theme of the floral arrangements, the blending of Spanish and Danish culinary traditions, the carefully chosen readings. Each detail invites the audience deeper into Leonor's world, where personal taste meets institutional expectation. Family dynamics also play an invisible but potent role. Queen Letitia's influence is felt in the aesthetic choices: understated elegance, subtle symbolism, while King Philippe's steady hand ensures protocol and tradition remain intact. Behind closed doors, discussions about guest seating, ceremonial order, and even media access unfold like a chess game. These are the tensions that every royal wedding carries but rarely exposes. Viewers can sense them in the subtle choreography of public appearances leading up to the day. Meanwhile, Leonor herself seems both radiant and grounded. Her recent appearances have shown a young woman balancing duty and emotion, rehearsing the public role of a future queen while preparing for a deeply personal milestone. In interviews, her words are measured, but her eyes reveal anticipation. Christian, by her side, mirrors her composure. Together they project unity, a partnership that feels authentic even under the harsh light of global scrutiny. As the wedding day draws closer, Madrid transforms. Banners flutter in royal colors. Hotels near the palace overflow with dignitaries and curious fans. Security tightens, but so does the emotional pull of the event. The palace becomes not just a venue but a living symbol of Spain's past and future converging. Inside, rehearsals unfold quietly. Choirs practice harmonies that echo through marble halls. Staff arrange seating charts where heads of state will sit alongside childhood friends. Each moment rehearsed adds depth to the narrative, and each leak to the press fuels new speculation: will there be a surprise performance? A modern twist on the vows. An unprecedented gesture bridging Spanish and Danish traditions. On the morning of the ceremony, anticipation reaches a crescendo. The palace's courtyards gleam under the Spanish sun, the air charged with expectation. As guests arrive, their attire becomes part of the spectacle: hats, jewels, and uniforms blending old-world grandeur with 21st-century fashion. Cameras capture every arrival, but the true focus remains on the bride and groom. When Leonor finally appears, the world stops. Her dress, long speculated about, blends Spanish craftsmanship with subtle Danish motifs, a visual embodiment of two lives and two nations entwined. Each stitch, each accessory tells a story, the lace inspired by a 19th-century royal heirloom, the veil embroidered with symbols of Asturias and Denmark. Even the bouquet whispers of her heritage, blossoms from Spanish gardens mixed with Danish wildflowers. Christian's appearance complements hers perfectly. His suit, impeccably tailored, features discreet nods to his lineage, a handwoven cuff detail from Denmark, a tie pin passed down from Spanish royalty. Together they embody a new generation of monarchy, respectful of tradition but unafraid to personalize it. The ceremony unfolds with deliberate pacing. The entrance music, chosen by Leonor herself, blends classical Spanish compositions with a contemporary Danish piece. Each reading, each hymn is chosen to resonate not only with history but with their shared values. Guests lean in, sensing the authenticity behind the formalities. The vows are spoken softly but with unmistakable conviction, their voices echoing against centuries-old stone. After the vows, the couple turns to face the audience, and applause fills the chapel, a rare break from protocol but a testament to the emotion of the moment. Outside, the crowds erupt, their cheers rising up to the palace windows. This is the moment that transforms rumor into reality, speculation into history. The reception that follows reveals yet another layer of storytelling. The menu blends Spanish flavors with Danish touches, tapas alongside smørrebrød, cava poured next to aquavit. Musicians alternate between flamenco guitar and Nordic folk melodies. Every detail reflects the merging of two identities, two cultures, two futures. Yet even as the celebrations continue, new questions emerge. How will this union influence Spain's monarchy in the coming decades? What role will Christian play in bridging two royal houses? How will Leonor's reign be shaped by the partnership celebrated today? These curiosity loops ensure that the story doesn't end with the wedding but begins anew. As the night deepens, the palace glows with candlelight and quiet laughter. Guests drift from hall to hall, pausing before portraits of past monarchs as if to measure this new chapter against the old. In a secluded balcony moment, Leonor and Christian share a private glance, a silent acknowledgement of the journey behind and ahead. It's a fleeting image, but one that encapsulates the heart of the day, not just a ceremony, but a promise, a bridge, a future. And as dawn approaches and Madrid begins to settle, the palace stands once more in stillness. But everything has changed. The confirmation of the wedding has become the memory of a lifetime, the palace now echoing with vows spoken and history made. Princess Leonor's wedding at Madrid's palace is no longer a headline. It's a living story that will shape the monarchy, inspire the public, and remind the world why these rare moments capture hearts across generations. This is how a confirmed ceremony becomes an enduring legend, through the interplay of tradition and change, love and duty, private hearts and public eyes. And it all began with that single confirmation, Madrid's palace, Princess Leonor, a wedding that reshaped expectations forever.